Welcome once again here to Indiana University South Bend Men's Basketball Media Day. I'm Paul Condry of Regional Radio Sports. Glad to be here with Kenny Washington, the pride of Beech Grove High School. Another one of those guys who comes in to the men's basketball program here from the Circle City. And Kenny, another one of those guys who has been around the block and is going to close out his career this season. And Kenny, you're one of those guys that coming in at 6'1", not like Miles Tracy, where you're lands and way up higher here above the rest of the world here. You're kind of like me in the fact that we're going to stay within our game here. And so let's talk about this group coming back here. Certainly you have to be very, very excited. 25 wins a year ago. Very, very talented team. Of course, conference championships, you've been able to experience those. You've had a chance to experience conference greatness, really, you have. And then finally, had a chance to go to the national tournament. So during the course of your career here, it has been really special to watch you kind of grow up and mature, not only on the floor, but off the floor in our conversations. So talk about what it's like and the experience that IU South Bend has been for you.
It's been fun. Like you said, a lot of people from the Circle City area is back up here, so it's kind of like having a family and playing against those guys in high school and getting to actually be on the team with them is a lot of fun.
Give us an idea on, as you reflect back on last year's team. Mm-hmm. Think about that. Think about the leadership and the productivity that Dylan Allen had. I mean, Serge, we talked about that with Miles. And it's been really, really neat to see this team be so cohesive together and experience some neat things. So talk about now that you've been elevated into that senior position as a floor leader. Are you going to be one of those guys that's going to be lead by example like Dylan? Or are you going to have to step it up? You're going to have to be a little bit more mouthy, and mouthy's good. I mean, let's face it. I mean, I've been around for 35 years being mouthy.
Yeah. I try to do a little mixture of both because I feel like one, you just have to be vocal out there on the floor, especially being a guard, having the ball and just seeing the floor. You got to be vocal, and then just leading by example. I mean, you got to show the younger kids and just whoever else is out there on the floor with you what to do. So I try to mix it in, try not to lead one way or the other, just get a good mix of it.
What's Scott Cooper been like over the course of your career, from the time you first came here to the time this year as you're getting ready to start the season here with practice coming up? You guys have done your conditioning stuff now, but how has he matured?
I mean, I think he's matured a lot in just believing in us. He allows us to go out there and let us play and believe in ourselves. He don't try to control what we do most of the time, as far as giving us the game plan and stuff like that, but he let us go out there and feel comfortable to do what we know we can do.
Basketball is a big man's game. Mm-hmm. And here you are at 6'1", but you're still one of the most prolific players in the conference, as well as on your own team. You've kind of thrown out that 6'1" mindset and say, hey, listen, I may be 6'1" by the tail of the tape, but I'm playing 6'5", 6'6" every time I step on the floor.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's just what got me here. So I mean, I can't really change up how I play. I mean, I wouldn't be on the floor if I was trying to change up how I play entirely. So just sticking with what I'm good at and building on top of that.
Okay, talk about the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference, one of the premier leagues in the country. Give us an idea what it's going to take for this Titan team to win this regular season championship, mm-hmm. as well as maybe bring in another postseason tournament championship.
It's going to take a lot of grit and a lot of focus. That's the main two things. We know we got the talent and the players to win the games, but as far as coming in and doing it every day, a lot of consistency and focus, and that's really what it's going to take.
You look at the roster up and down here, you've got some talented guys. Daniel Meredith, of course, another one of those seniors from Naptown we'll be talking to here on Media Day, but also guys like DeJean Barney, who comes in from Lincoln. That school closed, and of course he's a local product. Mm-hmm. He brings a big body inside, which gives you a whole nother look in addition to your already deep bench. Do you think this team is 9, 10, 11 deep, or where do you feel comfortable at?
Man, honestly, I like everybody on the team, so I think whoever go out there can contribute. So whoever could want to put out there, I think will do good.
All right, as you look at the roster and you look at some of the guys, and I know you're very, very fond of Miles and Danielle. The three of you guys have been here the longest, and you certainly have gone through a lot of stuff.
Oh,
You've gone through the COVID stuff. You've gone through the disappointment of the national tournament. You've gone through the joys of winning the conference championship tournament titles. Has there been one thing that settles into Kenny Washington's mind as his most favorite moment?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably that first conference championship we won. Dylan hitting that shot to get us in overtime, and then us pulling it out at the end. That's probably, I've never felt anything like that before, and it was just good to be a part of that. So, yeah, that for sure.
What kind of goals do you have for yourself this year? Or do you not even worry about your individual goals? All you're concerned about is improving on the 25 wins from a year ago.
Yeah, I don't really concern myself much with my personal goals. I know I can go out there and do what I got to do every night. If we win, that's cool with me because, I mean, it's my 5th year here. I got to leave with something. I got the conference championship. We got 2 of those, so, I mean, I want something bigger now.
Can you speak to what basketball and being with Coach Cooper and your teammates has taught you as you get ready to go into the real world a year from now?
If you have a team, you got to depend on them, and your team depends on you too. So that's probably the biggest thing is working together and depending on other people.
That's a great answer. Kenny Washington, a pride of Beech Grove High School from Indianapolis. Once again, one of those fifth-year guys who's going to play a pivotal role in the Titans men's basketball 22-23 season. We'll be back with more of IU South Bend Men's Basketball Media Day right after this.